W. Smith, and I want to show you three videos that I think, two are the same, but um, there's some parts in each of the videos they address that I just wanted to point out, and I think they're all related. Check this out, right?
Father arrested for trying to pick up kids from school. Now this gentleman, he goes to school and he says, I want to pick up my child because he doesn't want his child to walk home alone. He doesn't want the hassle of having to drive to the school. And you can see the gentleman right there. He calmly debates with this officer, the sheriff, and the sheriff basically arrests him for disagreeing with him. And he says, you're being childish, you're doing all this, you're all doing all that. So this is a situation, we've seen this before, where they don't want you to pack your kids' lunches, and we even had an article out today talking about how a woman was charged $10 because she didn't put all the necessary crackers and stuff that the school said she had to have in her lunch. But staying on topic with this is the police state coming to your school, and it is a lengthy clip, so I do encourage you to go to Infowars.com and see the whole deal for yourself. And he says, I don't want to have to wait an hour and a half to pick up my child. I just want to pick up my child now. And the officer said, pretty much, we'll give you your child when we're good and ready. And you can see it on your screen right there, as I alluded to earlier. A woman charged $10 because she didn't put all the Ritz crackers and whatever else the school says that she should have in her child's lunch. Maybe the kid doesn't like Ritz crackers, and even if you think the child was somehow malnourished, $10 for a pack of crackers, that's pretty ridiculous. Now, something else that is really, truly ridiculous, and I've seen this on the internet, but I didn't know how big of a deal it actually was. Police, example of troubling knockout game popping up all over. Now, like I said, I'd seen this before on the internet, stupid guys, they run around and they punch people in the back of the head and they run off. And I'm like, that's very unfortunate. But I didn't realize how big of an issue this actually is. This is going up all over. And I will say that in many of these videos I have seen, not just these two that you're seeing right now, but in many of these videos that I have seen, it's usually young black males attacking people of other races, especially if they're females or elderly. So you got these young punks running around punching people, running off, and somehow thinking that they're cool. Now, this is especially prevalent in the city of New York, and I know New Yorkers have enough stuff to worry about, but be careful when you're on the subways, you're walking down the street, especially if you're elderly or a woman, because...
Longing for a taste of something Greek? Creamy tzatziki.
I don't like using Infowars, to be honest, but it's the only place I keep finding the videos, the full videos I want to show you.
But tonight, 8 o'clock Central, at the Federal Reserve, you want to be there to get all the free flyers and stuff to hand out to people. Parent, to go get your children. They are our children. A father was arrested for attempting to pick up his kids from school in a startling new example of how the state is increasingly treating children as its own property. Making a stand against what he considered a dangerous and illegal new school policy that forces parents to wait in a line of cars outside until children are released at 2:35 p.m., Jim Howell, who I want to get on the show, guys, tried to walk his kids out of South Cumberland Elementary, but was arrested and now faces charges of disorderly conduct. You don't need a reason as a parent to get your children. There are children, Howell states in a video of the incident. And again, he's totally polite, totally nice, and the cop gets loud and says he's causing a problem. The officer, the god, who made the arrest of the slave, Sheriff Deputy and School Resource Officer Avery H., responds to Howell's attempt to pick up his own children by stating, I'm going to call some help down here and we're going to take you to jail right now. I'm not putting up with this today. You're being childish and it's uncalled for. They're totally turning the schools into prisons, folks. Social engineering that parents can't get near them. They're little prisons. They advertise them as mass shooting zones. The school secretary attempts to get Hal to fill a form out to authorize the children to leave the school on their own, which Hal refuses to sign because he's escorting the children out of the school, stating, they're walking with me when school's dismissed per state law. Then they go ahead and arrest him. The issue is, this is why everybody's trying to homeschool. So this is going to raise taxes where you can't afford to have somebody stay home and take care of the kids. It's not that the average teacher, even the average school cop's a bad person. They don't know they're in a social engineering system. They haven't read all the government documents. They don't know that it's actually run and approved by Wackenhut and others to prepare kids for prison life. They don't know that your kids are sent to school, learn how to use drugs and have sex. They don't understand the big picture of the social engineering. But the globalists are on record. The schools are meant to metastasize and take over the country, where now schools go, yeah, the neighbors saw Jimmy playing with an orange Nerf gun in his backyard with friends. They were shooting at each other with them with the Nerf guns. That's what you're supposed to do. You know, like when you go to Laser Blazer and play laser tag. When they go call a SWAT team on that, imagine they send some globalist socialist in and they go, I saw people with ray guns shooting each other, call the SWAT team. I mean, that's how, but the school acts like it's normal. Oh, yes, we are shutting Billy out for 2 weeks and then charging him with truancy because he had an orange and yellow Nerf gun with Bobby in the backyard. It's like neighbors see a 2.5-year-old peeing on the side of the house and they call the police on him and the cop arrests, you know, the dad or whatever. I mean, this is just like you see a little kid peeing in the yard. That's what little kids do. I mean, I've had kids up to age 4 at the beach just start peeing in the water. You go, hey, whoa. You got to go back to the hotel to do that. And how many times have you seen other kids peeing in public and call the police? People, there was some woman 2 weeks ago who was in a bar and saw people drinking and called the police and said, there's people drunk in here, and the cops arrested her. Or my hamburger's not warm. I'm calling the police on you. Let me make this clear. The police are out of control. The public is even worse. It's pathetic. And this father, I mean, this happens everywhere now where it's like a jail guard. You got to have an ID. You can't get your kids. And all the schools do this now. They bring your kids out and then like shoot them out into traffic to pick them up. Even private schools do this now. And it's dangerous.
Trying to get to the part where they actually show the video where the parent gets arrested and you know what actually went on, because the last video I'm going to show you, I think they're all connected.
So he didn't like that. He wanted to pick his children up, and he got arrested. Here is part of the video. The full video is up on Infowars.com. Do we have the video of the... Okay, well, that's all right. The TriCaster sometimes has little problems. But as soon as we get that, we have it queued up, we'll get that. We haven't had that happen in a while. And again, this speaks to just what's happened in our culture, what's happened in our society. And again, the plan, as MSNBC said, is that the state runs your kids. In fact, Watson's article lists all this, where California actually says your kids belong to them. The feds are saying you're going to have an assigned government social worker from birth, even if you're wealthy, even if you have no criminal record, even if you're middle class. You will have them in your life. They will be their third mommy or daddy, and they will teach your child how to, you know what? They're going to teach your 5-year-old how to do you know what. So that's just, they're going to do it. If you don't like it, you'll be arrested. So let's go ahead and go to the takeover.
It almost reminds me of like the whole Disney agenda, because I know as a young child, you know, watching the Disney movies, it seems like when I look back on it now, it answers why so many of us were curious and already knew. Like, I remember going to kindergarten and girls in there already knew what kissing was, you know. And it's like, where do we learn kissing? And I had this conversation with my parents, not as a child but as an adult now. You know, I never see my mom and dad, you know, do, you know, that stuff in front of me or anything like that. You know, I mean, I barely even seen them kiss, and it's like, and then it hit me. In every last one of those Disney movies, don't they put that in there? And in all the hidden sexual perversion. I mean, I used to watch Aladdin, and you know, I thought it was clean, and you know, as a child, you know, no big deal. But now as an adult, you see all this stuff, you hear all this stuff, you know, and it's Little Mermaid, all of it, you know. And it's like, you know, if kids aren't getting it through, you know, that, you know, through the secret hidden agenda that comes into your house that you say is all fine and dandy, you know, it's just fairy tales and princess, and you know, and now it's like, all right, well, let's just push it openly.
Of society by the social engineers, by the parasites. Here is the clip.
They're walking with me when school is dismissed.
No, we're not.
Per state law, yes they are.
No.
No, you're really barking
You're
around.
barking up to the county jail where you go.
It's fine, I've been there before.
Good. You're about to go there again.
That's no problem. You just open yourself up for a lawsuit, get another one.
Go get your lawsuit. I don't care. You're not intimidating me, Jim.
Nobody's
You're not doing it.
intimidating
I don't care how many lawyers you I don't
I'm not
care.
raising my voice, I'm not confrontational, I want my kids.
You're a confrontation.
Nope.
You're starting.
Nope. I just started, you started.
You're going to get this.
difference. That's fine.
Okay,
It's fine.
okay, good.
There's no difference. I'm up here walking to get my kids. There's no difference in a
You have to go by the school rules. You don't call the sheriff on me. Sheriff has nothing to do with coming
State
to
law,
board of
state law.
education.
School's dismissed, kids go to me.
No, it's not how it works. It's not how it works.
Mr. Green,
I'm asking you to do the same thing the other parents are doing.
I can't stand in line and I'm walking, picking my kids up.
Kids that walk, wait in line for buses.
But kids that walk by themselves, I'm here to pick my child up walking. There's a difference.
Trying to be difficult.
It's walk or parent.
You're trying to be difficult.
Nope.
You're being
Not trying to be
childish.
difficult.
Make sure you record that.
Not trying to be childish. School is over. My child is being.
You're trying everything, every day. You
This
try.
whole thing is gonna get changed, it doesn't matter.
Who says?
I say, watch.
Oh, you're the boss?
I want.
Are you the superintendent of schools?
I need my child.
Or are you the legislator in Nashville?
No.
What makes you
But I'm a
better than
taxpayer
everybody else?
like the other several hundred out here that don't like this.
They don't want
You're
parents
gonna be
coming in the
Guess
Anyway,
what? Yes,
it's not for me to
government
argue about.
training center.
It's not for me to argue about. Here's the rule, here's a TCA code. School is out, my children are to be given to me. When school is out.
It don't say when, but they
When
have,
school is
they
dismissed.
have,
Good pause.
they have, I'm not, no.
Back it up 10 seconds. They belong to you all the time. They're just training you that, oh, they belong to them when they're there. Now they belong to him. No, it's worse than that. They belong to you all the time. And the answer is leave the government training camps in the property tax. This is the social engineering plan by the communists 120 years ago on record. Dewey, all of it. It's all on record to wreck the country. And now look at Obama. Look at all these people. They're in there teaching your kids how to have a book.
Obama, don't leave out the skull and bones, right? They're the ones that affect the educational system. Like that's something I've been learning, that there's different branches, the skull and bones, and you can definitely see it with President Bush, and his whole No Child Left Behind and things like that. This is the skull and bones main agenda is the educational part of their system that they're involved in. I think that you could blame Obama if you feel like it, but don't forget, rightful blame does go on the skull and bones. And there's a woman that Charlotte something or other, who's the daughter of a skull and bonesman, that she came out with her own information, after working for the educational system and how, they have been dumbing it down. That's where I actually found out about what was my problem when it comes to reading. I was off on the vowel sounds, the A-E-I-O-U. With the new way that they tell you about the vowel sounds, it's completely different than the way it was originally supposed to be. See, the A-E-I-O-U vowels should be based off of the Latin and older vowels, like the A-E-I-O-U sounds in French and in Latin and even in Spanish. You can use those, and those were the correct way. That's why I think we have such an issue with reading. We're not giving the right vowel sounds anymore. Like the sounds have changed, and I think that's why some of us could not. I know that's why I could not figure out why I couldn't get the right A sound and the O sound and stuff, until later on.
Abortions and anal sex at age 5. Holy Toledo. Now the president's a dictator on immigration, military, Obamacare. He just does whatever he wants, put up with anything from these criminals. I remember when the Violence Policy Center was in the paper and said, it doesn't matter what Alex Jones does with the Second Amendment. We've got your kids, and we're teaching them to ban guns. They actually said in the cover of the newspaper in Metro and State.
And that was another thing, too. Never mind.
We've got your kids. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Well, you can go to hell, you stinking control freaks. Man, it makes me mad. See, I said, it's good that I've been in a good mood today. Now I watch this video, and it's just that, cops, look, you do whatever I want. You don't come in our little government nest where we got your kiddies in here. Let's go back to the tape.
Here's a TCA code. School is out, my children are to be given to me. When school is out.
It don't say when, but they have, I'm not, no.
Please excuse me.
School is out, they will give you your child, but it doesn't say when now there.
Tennessee state law
Didn't
says
say
the reason
when,
why
did
I'm
I?
not is
Put your
We
mind
don't
back.
say when you get your kids, boy. Back that up 20 seconds. That is incredible. I can see that cop like a predator creeping in on that dad. And he's explaining to him, here's the law. And the law in Tennessee, that's Knoxville, Tennessee, by the way, where we're on the radio, multiple stations. Wasn't it just Tennessee where they shot up the minivan? I mean, it just gets crazier and crazier and crazier and crazier and crazier. And the school's out. They won't give them as kids. They make you wait like 30 minutes now, doling them out the way they want. And it's just going to be more and more. It's about your kids belong to the state. I mean, I had the National Gun Group say, we got your kids, literally in the paper. They are filth, man. Let's go back to the cop who's there preparing the kids to go to prison. You know, that's all the schools are, is prisons. Let's go back to him grabbing the dad. And the guy was smart.
They have, no.
Please excuse me.
School is out, they will give you your child, but it doesn't say when now, does it?
Tennessee state law.
Hit pause again. Back it up 10 seconds. Under our system, we might keep them 100 years. It don't say when you ever get them back. They're gonna make good workers later in the prisons. You don't say when you get your kid, boy. Let's go back to it. Here it is.
But they have, no.
Hit pause again. Back it up again. And no, slave. The guy's like, excuse me, trying to talk, and he's like, no, slave. You're here to provide the paycheck and children for the state like North Korea. You duck, shut your mouth, boy. Let me show you who the boss is, bud. You get your kid back when I want, because it ain't your kid. Let's go back to it right now. Go ahead and play it.
School is out.
It don't say when, but they have, no.
Please excuse me.
School is out, they will give you your child, but it doesn't say when now, does it?
Tennessee state law says within a reasonable amount of time, that is 15
Put your
minutes.
behind your back.
Okay, no problem. Go ahead. Open yourself up for a lawsuit.
I'm not standing here arguing with you.
That's fine.
It's been disorderly.
Hit pause.
With me.
Back it up a little bit. He's like, I don't care. We'll just get it off the taxpayers. I get promoted. Your kid belongs to me. Let's finish the tape.
When now, does it?
Tennessee state law says within a reasonable amount of time, that is 15
Put your
minutes.
behind your back.
Okay, no problem. Go ahead. Open yourself up for a lawsuit.
I'm not standing here arguing with you.
That's fine.
It's been disorderly.
That is fine with me. Call Honda Church. Ambush Bruce.
By the way, that dad's been doing this for months, trying to get his kids. They'll keep them like 30, 40 minutes and make them walk through traffic right there. He's tried to get it changed, so he brought a camera in and documented all this. And again, they make a law where the kids are in their custody as long as they want after school. So he's pointing it out. So we'll just get the Tennessee law changed. That's how this works. This video will result in that law being repealed when the legislature's back in session. You can bet your bottom dollar. And that's why we're going to Dallas to reclaim the First Amendment, because you're not taking any of our rights, you degenerate.
With Geico, I get 24/7 access to licensed agents.
We now
I think it's all connected to this. We're doing everything backwards. But you get the picture. You don't have to sit there and watch all that crap. So yeah, I think that it's all connected. Comment. Tell me if you think it's all connected or not. And yeah, I hope this was enlightening. Anyways, it's MW Smith and I'm out.